right. Let's see what we got going on. Hmm. Okay, I think we are live. Let me just double check. We are live. All right. Good morning, everybody. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers. It is Wednesday, April the 6th. And this is the morning eCom Sellers daily planning session. So today we are talking about time management along with getting ready to plan our day so we can have a productive day. My name is Nicole Whitlock. I'm with eCom Sellers, and my passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey, helping them to get focused, helping them to get intentional, helping them to be as productive as possible and move their business in the direction that's going to help them achieve their goals, whatever those goals happen to be. So we're going to look at some time management this morning before we talk about our daily planning. So this one comes from Time Camp. I've never heard of Time Camp before, but I always like looking at other people's articles. And so they have 15 most effective and proven time management techniques. Let's just go look at them. So I believe that everything that we do in our life and to make progress in our business, um, that planning is always the key. So their number one is plan your day in advance. Well, that's something we do. And I definitely agree with planning your day in advance. That's one of the activities that we do with our daily e-commerce planner. And so if you don't have an e-com planner, you can go to www.myecomplanner.com and grab it there. And we also have the digital version, so you can grab it there as well. In addition to that, if you need some help with trying to get control of your day, getting with some time management strategies or techniques, you can schedule a free coaching session with me. You can go to www.ecomsellers, E-C-O-M, sellers, sellers.com. Click on coaching and schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. So one of the first things they say is to plan your day in advance. Absolutely agree. 100%. Dedicated to-do list. Yes. Post-its. Yes. The morning sidekick journal. I agree 1000%. Number two, limit email intake. I agree. First thing in the morning, like limit your email intake. Uh, Focus on the thing that you need to get done first before you start going through emails. Depends on how you get your day laid out. So different people say, they knock out the emails before people have a chance to reply back to them. Others, they just go ahead and so it depends on your technique, but it says to limit your email intake. I like that. 30 hours a week, the average worker works 30 hours a week. Limit the time that you spend on emails to keep those 30 hours. So I agree with that. I'm sorry, I have allergies and with everything budding, it is really giving me a hard time. Number three, find your productivity zone. Absolutely. I talk about this all the time that all of us have the most productive time of the day. Mine happens to be first thing in the morning. Figure out what's your most productive time of the day and do as many of the things that are your income producing activities in that most productive time of the day. So find your productivity zone. Number four, eat the frog. So Mark Twain said that if you have a job to eat a frog, if it's your job to eat a frog, it's the best to do it first thing in the morning. I agree. Do the hardest things, prioritize the things that you need to do, and put the hard stuff, like knock the hard stuff out, because then you can just fly through the easy stuff after that. So I agree with that. Number five, take regular breaks. I do agree with that. You should, if you're working for an hour, let's say you're spending an hour on creating listings, or you're spending an hour on sourcing or product research or whatever, like break it up into 25-minute segments. So you can do 25 minutes of working, then 5-minute break, and 25 minutes and 5-minute break. I agree. There's different techniques, but that's one of them that I found helpful. Um, Say no and delegate. Outsource as many of your things as possible. I agree. So you can limit your burnout. One of the things that I was stressed with early on was listing fatigue. Listing fatigue is a real thing. It's exhausting. And so say no and delegate. So after I figured out all of the things that I needed to do to make my listing process more efficient, then what I did was I focused on or worked on 100% creating standard operating procedures so I could outsource some of this stuff. So I didn't have to do it as much anymore. Okay. Focus and block distractions. Absolutely. If this is your dedicated time to work on your business or whatever your dedicated time is, do everything you can to negotiate that, especially for those of us that work from home. Negotiate that with your family. This is the time in which you're supposed to be working. Limit your social media, turn off the phone, whatever you need to do. I agree. Number 8, set goals. Uh, Absolutely. All of the things that you're doing in your business, whatever that happens to be, if your goal is to be to make 100,000 this year, you do need to know what those numbers are to get those targets. If your goal is to create X number of listings per month, setting some goals on what you're working to achieve. If you're want to, launch private label this year, again, making that a goal and being intentional about it and focusing on that activity. If you're already making money, keep doing those things, but incorporate that particular goal activity into your day or into your week. So make it happen. Number 9, stop multitasking. Stop multitasking. That I do agree. Focus on the main thing. So whatever that activity is that you're supposed to be engaging in, just focus on that activity before you move on to the next activity. I agree 100%. Multitasking, it says, damages our brain. I have to read about that a little bit more. The truth is, multitasking damages our brain. And they're saying per a study that was conducted by Stanford University. So again, whatever the activity is, focus on that one activity and don't try to do a bunch of other stuff at the same time. Okay, get the goal done, get the task done, whatever. Number 10, allocate your time. Yeah, time blocks. I agree all the time that you should have dedicated time to do different things and you should allocate your time appropriately. How much time are you going to spend on a particular task is what they're saying. I love this article. Again, I just randomly chose it. The next is to create a morning routine. I agree, 1000%. Create a morning routine. So, as we talk about every single day, having a morning routine, what you're going to do in your business for today, and making sure, like, as part of the morning routine, going through your schedule before you start the process. So, if your morning routine is to get up, you know, do some read some personal development or personal motivation books, read your Bible, meditate, whatever it is, drink some coffee, stretch, do your morning routine, and then get after it. Get after whatever your day is set, review it, make sure you know what you're doing. Number 12, exercise. This is one thing I don't do enough of, but I'm working on that with the pulmonologist to get this lung capacity up. But yeah, exercise. I definitely agree with that. The mornings in which I'm able to take a walk, I actually do find that um, my energy levels are a little bit better. And some people focus so much better when they need to work on their business by exercising first, or maybe your exercise is at the end of the day. I don't know. But I do think that exercising is helpful. And I found that I used to meditate when I exercise. Number 13, tools, tools, tools. Um, Absolutely. Having tools to manage your time. Like I use simple, cheap, or free tools. I use the alarm clocks on my phone, if you've heard them before. I use, so I have alarm clocks or timers on my phone that I use. I have the little kitchen timers. I have all the calendars that I use. I use a Gmail calendar. I use the eCom planner, all of these tools to make sure that I am focused on the activities that you need to do. So I do like this list. This is a good list. I've never heard of Time Camp before, but number 14, reward yourself. Absolutely. I believe that whatever you're able to get done in your business when you're going through your daily activities to celebrate your success, big or small, if your to-do list for the day or your goals or the activities you're supposed to do for the day were like, I don't know, 20 things and you got 8 done, at least celebrate that success. Okay. If you get close to your goal, your monthly goal for your income producing, based on your income producing activities, I think you should celebrate that. Absolutely. 100%. Because again, it's about the fact that you're working to be consistent and you're being, you're focused on the goal, the end goal of what it is that you're trying to achieve in your business. So absolutely. And then number 15, communicate. So if you have a team, communicate with your team, communicate with your family, communicate with those that you're working with, communicate with your suppliers, communicate with whoever you need to communicate with so that they know what your goal is and or what you need from them. So it's clear and it's focused and it's to the point. Um, I agree. I love this list. I think it's really good. We talk about other time management techniques, the Pomodoro technique, which is what I talk about, the 25-5. Um, the Eisenhower matrix, do first, schedule, delegate, don't do. So spreading out your day on what you're going to do first, what you're going to schedule, delegate. I like that one. Deep work. There are a lot of things like when I'm doing product research, um, I consider that deep work, things that are going to require me to focus and concentrate. Right now I'm doing taxes and I'm literally struggling. But we're going to get them done. And then getting things done, DTD, absolutely. I think that I like that technique. Capture, clarify, organize, reflect, and engage. So going through, clearing your mind of all the tasks, and then focusing on that, and then ABCDE method. These are all good. So this article is time camp, and you can look it up. It's online, and I just did a search. I didn't search for time management time camp. I actually just searched for time management techniques. I saw that they had a list of 15. I'm like, okay, let's just go look at it. I didn't even look at it until just now. And then time blocking, um, time boxing, and day theming, task batching. Definitely task batching. I like to group together related tasks. That's for sure. Rapid planning method. That one is a good one as well. So I would come back and look at this because this is actually a really good article. I actually like everything that they wrote in here, 100%. So, with that being said, let's go through our daily checklist. Let's make sure we get the things done that we need to do. So, on our digital planner, we pull up our digital planner. And there's activities that we do. It's the same stuff that we do every single day. It's the repetition, but it's also about the consistency. So if you're struggling, one of the things that's going to help you in your business is to be consistent about the things that you know are going to help you in your business. And everything in that time management article was 1000% accurate. 1000% accurate. So the first thing we do in our daily planning session is we're going to go through and we are going to, the night before, again, planning, advanced planning is we're going to go ahead and review the day and see whether what we did and did not get done. Once we review the day, we're going to make a note of those things. We definitely are going to celebrate the things we were able to accomplish and make it a note of the things that we weren't. Maybe we move it to tomorrow. Maybe we move it to next week. I agree. Next is we're going to track our stats, tracking the number of listens you're creating, especially if you're struggling with consistency or productivity, if you're struggling with procrastination. Again, tracking your stats. As you flip through your book, your ecom planner, seeing something on every single day is going to help you not want to break that streak. It's going to help you to want to be consistent. So definitely do that. And then review your own online calendars. Not having surprises. Don't be surprised when you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh my God, I have a doctor's appointment today and I completely forgot about it. Like, if you're looking at your calendar in advance, then you won't be surprised. It's when you don't write down stuff that you're surprised by it. So, getting that phone call from the doctor saying, you were supposed to be here 15 minutes. Are you on your way? That is a surprise. So, putting it on your calendar when you schedule it. If you're using an online calendar, I use Gmail. It works out great for me. And then right before you go to bed, if you're doing the weekly planning session, using that window, that 5 minutes, to sit down and kind of assess what you're planning for tomorrow. Reading it out loud to yourself. So then that way, all night long, your subconscious mind is thinking about it. So you can wake up tomorrow and get ready to hit the ground running. So first thing in the morning, we go back and reassess yesterday for sure. And then after reassess yesterday, just to make sure we didn't miss anything, and it's going to help us build a better schedule for the future. And it's also going to help us be accountable to our time. Like if you're not being accountable to your time, then you don't know where you're wasting it. So our goal is to include as much information as possible about what we did. So then that way we can build a better schedule in the future, or a better plan, or a better checklist, or a better to-do list, however you like to work it. The next is to review and update your weekly priorities and weekly habits. So, what are the things you're working to build the habit of consistency around? If one of the things you're challenged with is, daily product research or daily listing or daily shipping or, just checking for customer questions or inquiries, like if you're challenged with that, again, put that on your weekly habits list, and also include stuff that's actually going to help you in your business as well, like making sure you're hydrated when you're working in your business. That's helpful, so you could put that on your weekly planner. Things that maybe you have some things that you want to start being more consistent about in your life in general, maybe getting up for that morning walk. Definitely put that on your weekly habits. If you've already got that habit, then move on. These are things you want to build new habits around. Same thing with the weekly priorities. What are the things that you're focusing on this week? So for me, weekly priorities, one of them is taxes. So what's on your weekly priorities list? You have space in your ecom planner to write out those weekly priorities. Then glance at the schedule and glance at your schedule for the month. Eyeball that monthly schedule so you can make sure the first week in April, first full week in April, what am I supposed to be doing? And so that you don't miss out on those things. And also checking all the goals that you have for the month of April so that you achieve all of those goals. You're always aware of what those goals are. Then the schedule you built last night, we're going to go and take a glance at it. We're either going to read it, write it, speak it. If we need to rewrite it, reread it. Sometimes that activity is sort of like affirmations. You're speaking it into existence. And so when you rewrite it, that can be helpful. For some people, you may not need to rewrite it, retype it, whatever. Um, but engage in that activity of knowing what you're supposed to be doing today so you can hit the ground running. And then next, put down some ideas for tomorrow. So you can pull out your weekly planner, look at the template, see what those things are so you can start writing out your actual if you didn't already do that. Last but not least, increasing your awareness about things that are coming up that might disrupt your progress, might disrupt or interrupt your plans, might impact your focus and your concentration. Be prepared for those things. Plan for those things. Don't be surprised by them. Getting a flat tire is a surprise. Having a scheduled doctor's appointment or dentist appointment is not a surprise. Okay? Getting a call from your school that the kids are sick is a surprise. That's not planned. Like something happened at school, little Bobby hurt himself in gym. That's a surprise. Um, Going through and actually, having your in-laws or family come in from out of town. That is not a surprise. That was planned. So again, unless they don't give you a heads up. So the things that have been a surprise to you in the past, don't let those things like increase your awareness about them and plan accordingly. If one of your habits is that you're working on habit tracking, is to create listings every single day, and your goal is to create 5 new listings every single day. When you have these disruptions, like move that schedule around to accommodate so you don't break that habit of consistency about creating listings. So with that being said, my name is Nicole Whitlock. I'm with eCom Sellers. My passion is helping people get organized, focused, and consistent in their e-commerce business. If that is you, if you want to reach your goals, your financial goals, your consistency goals, because again, consistency is what is going to actually help you make the money. Consistently focusing on or engaging in the activities that are going to move the needle in your business, that is what helps you to make money. That's what the $1 million sellers do, 7-figure, 8-figure sellers. That's what they do. They're consistent about how they work in their business. They're organized and structured. And so if you're working to be a $1 million seller, you got to work on regaining control of your business activities, and your time. So I encourage you, schedule some time with me. Let's sit down. Let's talk about it. You can schedule a free 15-minute or 20-minute coaching session by going to www.ecomsellers.com and click on coaching, and you can schedule a 20-minute session with me. And you can always connect with me on Facebook. We are live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. We're also live on Clubhouse. So feel free to connect with me anytime. I'm happy to help you. And with that being said, my name is Nicole Whitlock. I am praying that you have an amazingly blessed, focused, and consistent day today. Highly productive. And we're going to say goodbye for now. Bye, y'all.